Okay, I'm gonna try this thing. Let me see where it's at. Okay. Hold on.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so the scandal just got a whole lot worse for little Harry Sisson here. In fact, I'd say Harry Sisson's scandal just took a catastrophic turn, as the worst elements of the scandal, the worst allegations, are now getting corroborated by multiple different sources. You know, everyone was focused on the womanizing element of the scandal, that he was abusing his power to play multiple girls at once, lying to them, manipulating them into sending him nude photos. But the real story, the career-ending, reputation-destroying scandal, is the allegation of him deliberately taking no action, attempting to cover for his associate Camil, who was allegedly grooming kids on Discord, and as we're now learning, allegedly on TikTok as well. That was the absolute worst part of this story, but it was mostly hearsay. We had one source, we had the Hannah girl, the initial whistleblower, who had made that claim, but now we have another two guys who just came forward, essentially confirming the allegation from the...
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna try something new today. I'm gonna review my guy, Liberal Hive Mind. All right, I'm a big fan of Liberal Hive Mind, but there's something I just wanted to point out about this whole thing that I think maybe you might have missed. I just kind of disagree about it a little bit, and I'll explain why.
their side. They claim that Camil did in fact attempt to groom them, starting off by trying to rope them into his TikTok agency and using manipulative power dynamics in an effort to exploit them in various nefarious ways. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on here. It's real bad, and it shows the world exactly who Harry Sisson really is. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at these two clips. I'll try to edit them down as much as I can because one of them is like 10 minutes long, and that's just part one. But just take a look and you'll pretty much get the gist of it.
So the reason I went to this coffee shop was to join the agency and meet him in person because that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to talk face to face. Made me to join his agency, sign this NDA contract that I didn't know wasn't for the agency.
Okay, that should have been a red flag right there. No Disclosure Act. Okay, you signed it and you didn't even read it all. Okay, I'm not victim blame. I'm just saying that this is where it starts right here. It should have been a red flag.
Didn't know that, and I didn't read it because I was just like, whatever. He asked after I signed that contract for all of my social medias, passwords, my social security number, for when he makes a percentage from the money that I make from these TikTok gifts from live streaming, that he'll send over a percentage of what I make.
Okay, first of all, anybody that's going to collab with you is not going to ask you for your passwords and your screen names and passwords and stuff. They're not going to ask you for all that stuff. The only reason why I ask you for that stuff is so he can try and use your channel to try and like use it against you if you ever try to like spill the beans like you're doing now.
That he makes from me over to my bank account. Yes, I understand that was a horrible idea. He said that if I reached a certain amount of diamonds this month, which I would be the first person...
Diamonds? How are you so gullible, man? How are you guys so gullible?
in the world if I ever did it. TikTok would invite me down to headquarters for a week, go to California.
Oh yeah, TikTok themselves will invite you down to headquarters. TikTok's going to invite you down with a certain amount of diamonds. Diamonds? They're going to pay you in diamonds? Come on, man. You can't be this gullible. You can't be. Bro, I was your age too, but I wasn't that damn gullible, man. I was a roughneck, man, growing up. I was a roughneck, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I sure as hell wouldn't have fell for no soft cupcake ass shit like this, man. Listen to this shit. It gets worse.
Hotel for a week, 2 bedrooms. It would be awesome. TikTok would pay for everything. He was just trying to hype me up to make me do this so he makes more money off of it. Before we went on this trip, he told me to invest money in this investment. That was a bad idea too because I gave him $8,000 before our trip. He told me to bring $2,000 extra cash.
Okay. $8,000. You paid for the trip, my guy. You brought $10,000. You brought $8,000 for the trip and $2,000 extra. That's $10,000, bro. You brought $10,000. You basically just paid for the trip and his trip. Like, come on, man. That should have been another red flag. How are you guys this gullible, man? How?
To invest into this thing. When we got to LA, I mentioned before that TikTok said there was 2 beds, so it wouldn't be weird. There was only 1 bed. I was like, why is there only 1 bed? He's like, TikTok must have messed up. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go sleep on the couch then. And he's like, no, don't sleep on the couch. You're sleeping with me. You know, that's that. You do not trust me? Evan, you wouldn't even be here in this.
TikTok messed up, right? Oh, it's only 1 bed, and oh, you don't trust me? You ain't gonna sleep in the bed with me? Yeah, like, come on, man. These ain't red flags. You couldn't tell them no. How does your soft cupcake ass fall for that? That's what I'm saying. Y'all are little cupcakes, man. Your generation is so cupcake and soft, bro. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. I'm not victim blaming here, but victim shaming. But I am saying you guys are an extra soft variety of people. You guys are soft, man. Y'all are soft as cupcakes, okay? Y'all are cake.
Situation in California if it wasn't for me giving you these opportunities. You got
Oh, the old guilt trip. The old guilt trip. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. Even though you spent $10,000, actually, neither of y'all would have been there if it wasn't for your money. Like, come on, man, use your head. Seriously, how do you fall for that?
cranky at me for saying I'm gonna go sleep on the couch in the living room because of trust issues.
So what if he got cranky with you? Who fucking cares? I'd have told his bitch ass, like, bitch, I'm sleeping on the fucking couch. I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, I don't care. You think I'm gonna sleep in the bed with your faggot ass? You want some gay shit, dude? That's what I would have told him. Bro, how do you feel bad about that? That's what I'm saying, y'all. How do you feel bad and then end up sleeping in the bed with him anyway? And then spending your own money too. Like, bro, you are some soft cupcake ass people, man. Seriously, your generation is soft cupcakes.
He goes to invest this $2,000 cash after the first night of being in LA.
No, you invested it. He didn't invest it, you did.
He invested this money that I gave to him, $2,000 extra cash, to go to the bank. He calls me while he's there. I didn't know if he.
Like,
I didn't even know if he
surprise.
did. He even actually go there? I have no idea. Still to this day, I don't know. Hey, you're.
Of course he messed up your money. Of course. You paid for the whole damn thing. You paid for the whole thing.
You're $187 short. No, there's no way I'm $187 short. So I kind of knew he was lying there too.
He's currently told him I'm making this video, and he's like threatening legal action against me. He's saying that I'm getting sued, and he's like sending me all these notices. So there's this one.
Look at these things. You can tell that these are all click and paste too, man. If you get a close look, let me see if I can. Hold on. I can open all the way up. Well, I don't know if that's a good idea either. I think it's gonna be the same size regardless. There we go. All right, but look at these things, man. They're gonna be. They look like they've been copied and pasted. There's no way he thought of it. This is all legal talk. It's some sort of no disclosure thing, some sort of NDA. It's another NDA.
Pause to read as well if you need to. And then that's the bottom.
Look at this creepy. Little albino koala bear, little baby koala bear looking up. You look like an albino koala bear, dude. How you fall for that, man? How? Look at this creepy ass, bro. He looked like a creep, man. You fell for that.
And this is him, by the way. So this man would send me money to basically get me to be friends with him or coerce me to be friends with him. He would send me.
Yeah, sending you money to be friends with him. That's a red flag right there. He was going to try and use that later on as a guilt trip against you. Like, man, I give you all this money. Don't you want to be TikTok famous and all this? It's just so stupid.
200, 300, 500 bucks. He would send me nude photographs, photos of his genitals. I do not want to see that stuff. He also owns a
What you do? It's so cringy, dude. I got secondhand embarrassment. That's how cringy it is. It's that cringy, man. Y'all are that soft. Y'all are cupcake ass, soft cake ass kids, man.
Company named Impulse LLC,
You're
where
the
he claims he
softest
works with
generation ever.
clients like Emma Watson and like Noah Schnapp, and like just like pretty mainstream celebrities. He claims that his ex-girlfriend was Barack Obama's daughter. This guy is a genuine, absolute sick man.
Yeah,
How do you believe for that? How do you fall for that? Again, how do you fall for that? Y'all are cupcakes.
this scandal just got very, very.
Okay, here comes this part that I'm talking about where I'm going to kind of, it's not that I disagree with him. I'm just going to kind of explain. You'll see. Just watch. Just watch.
Real. And while of course we have to be skeptical because, people come out and say some crazy things sometimes in an effort to gain attention and gain clout, while I am always going to sprinkle in a little dose of skepticism, at this point it's kind of hard to be skeptical to a certain extent. I'm watching these two young men make these claims and I'm thinking to myself, what would they benefit from coming out and saying this stuff? If anything, it's highly embarrassing and doesn't seem like it would serve to propel their careers. No. I can't seem to put my finger on the motivation as to why they would be lying in these clips. Although, of course, again, it is possible that they are, but I'd say my general...
I seriously doubt they're lying. It would just ruin their reputation. Like, I don't see why they would just go on Facebook and ruin their self-reputation, their self-image. If just for some clicks, I seriously doubt this satire.
Reaction is that it seems like they're telling the truth. And honestly, their claims seem to perfectly align with what the initial whistleblower said. What she suggested from the beginning was that Camil was running some sort of agency. He had power over these influencers. He was representing TikTok creators, allegedly including Harry Sisson and Chris Mowry. And the Hannah girl said that he reached out to her as well, but she decided not to work with him because her and her father found him creepy and so they decided to avoid him.
See, if her and her father found him creepy, why couldn't you guys find him creepy? What's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you kids, man? What is wrong with you kids? You're gullible. You guys are the most gullible generation there has ever been.
And then later on, she learned that he was allegedly grooming a 14-year-old autistic boy online. And then she tried to get Harry to do something about it, but he completely ignored it. Instead of taking action, he then ran cover for Camil. And that's not bad judgment. That's career.
Okay. Here's where the thing I'm going to point out is coming up, what I'm talking about, where I kind of disagree to a certain extent with, I agree 100% with liberal hive mind here with the whole thing, but there's one part that I think I can explain why. You'll see what I mean.
Ending stuff. Harry Sisson had the opportunity to stand up and do the right thing, but instead, he allegedly ran cover and protected an alleged accused predator. And that's bad.
Maybe not necessarily, and I'll explain why in a moment.
Not only is it horrible behavior, it shows you his ethics, but just from an image perspective, Harry's the guy who claims to be holier than thou, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Harry had allegations against himself. I seen it where they were confronting him about some 14 and 15-year-olds that he supposedly DM'd and tried to coerce and send him some photos. And he went directly into defense mode talking about, well, I'm a young man. I'm 21 years old. And like that makes it any better. Like, because you're 21, you're still an adult, dude. It's still inappropriate, Anyway, back to this.
Right? He's the big-hearted liberal Democrat who cares about the people. He's always lecturing those evil MAGA chuds.
Right. Either way, this is all bad for Harry Sisson, all the way around. I get it. He's right here. It's all bad either way.
Their lack of humanity, but look at the actions he took, or rather the inaction. And speaking of action, because it gets even worse, as it now appears that Harry Sisson made a big mistake in a statement that he released yesterday. Or maybe his attorney screwed up. So Harry released a statement where he claimed that he reported Camil to the FBI and filed a police report in March of 2023. But there's now a big problem that's being highlighted. Sarah Fields comes with the scoop. Harry Sisson writes, in March 2023, Camil approached me with a business opportunity which was eventually revealed to be fraudulent. Camil leveraged this relationship to procure personal information, which he used to commit identity theft against me. Camil opened credit cards and incurred tens of thousands of dollars of debt in my name. Around this time, it was brought to my attention that Camil was committing various other crimes, including harming minors. Once I became aware of this, I immediately sought legal advice and upon recommendation gathered evidence and notified federal authorities, becoming the first to contact the FBI and file a police report against him. I had not spoken publicly about any of this at the request of law enforcement and in an effort to protect victims who are actively at risk.
Did you hear that? Okay. He had not spoken publicly about this at the request of the FBI. Okay. And so here's where my points get ready to come up. That he may have indeed reported them to the FBI. And I'm going to tell you why. Here it comes.
Despite our political disagreements, we are aligned on this. It's important for his victims to feel empowered to come forward and put an end to Camil's actions once and for all. So Harry's claiming that he did the right thing, but then we've got this, a leaked message from November 6th of 2023 between Harry Sisson and Camil. It's the photo that's shown at the bottom screen here, where Camil writes, "Why else would this happen? If we are blown, the cease and desist needs to go out immediately. This is actually really bad. Emergency SOS. Camil Maroon has made an emergency call from this approximate location. You are receiving this message because Camil has listed you as an emergency contact." So Harry Sisson was still in contact with him and even listed as his security contact in November of 2023. It's not looking good for little...
Okay, here's what I'm saying. He was told, here's what I'm saying. He was told by the FBI, because it's an open investigation, okay? I bet you they told him to keep all the connections with him open, not to disconnect with him, because it's an open investigation. That's why he didn't disclose it, okay? And he didn't break ties with them because it's an open investigation. They're trying to gather more evidence on him. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So to be fair, as much as I hate to be in Harry Sisson's defense at all, because I fucking loathe the guy, and I agree with liberal hive mind here, but I'm just saying that I believe he actually may have reported him, and they told him to keep the contacts open so they could gather more evidence on him. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but that's what I believe is going on here. So
Harry boy, as he remained in contact with Camil, even asking him, "Are you good?" 8 months after he allegedly or supposedly reported him to the FBI. So which is it, Harry? Did you report him in March? Or were you still in business with him in November?
I think he did. To be fair, I think he did report him. And the FBI told him to keep those contacts open so they can gather more evidence against him. Okay?
Because you can't have it both ways. And if you're supposedly so committed to protecting the victims and seeing justice in this case, if you went as far to report him to the FBI, then why, on God's green earth, would you still remain in contact with him? And why is it that other people are suggesting that you didn't do that and that they were pleading with you to do something
because they don't
about
understand
Camil,
the law.
yet you refused, and that was supposedly relationship breaking for them? In other words, the claim that Hannah is making.
Because they obviously don't understand the law. It's an open investigation, and they told him to keep his contacts open with them so they can gather more evidence. I'm telling you, that's what's going on. I'm just telling you. That's how it works sometimes, all right? I don't know nothing about them particular kinds of cases, but I know in other cases, that's what they'll do, okay?
I don't know about you guys, but this is bad. This is seriously bad.
Oh, it's bad either way. No matter how you look at it, it's bad for Harry Sisson altogether. I mean, it's allbad.com.
And it feels, frankly, like game over for little Harry boy here, especially as the fallout is now ramping up in real time. It's not just conservatives that are calling him out. It's not just his detractors. It's also pretty much all of his left-wing TikTok buddies. Everyone except for Chris Mowry. Yesterday it was Dean Withers who dropped him, and now we've got this Parker character who's doing the same thing, dropping Harry like a sack of potatoes.
Not friends with Harry and Chris anymore. Absolutely not. From the conversations that I had with people, I cannot associate with them at all. Like, I'm just gonna be totally frank and totally honest with everyone. I have gone through a lot emotionally in the past few days.
I have gone through a bunch of emotion for the last 3 days. You see what I'm saying? You guys are soft as cake, man. What do you got, 2 moms? You got mommy issues, guys? Like, seriously, I'm not victim blaming, but you guys are soft as cake, man. I went through a bunch of emotions for the last 3 days. Fairies. Y'all are fairies, man. To fall for some shit like that, to even be involved with people like that, to even fall victim to somebody like that. Even at that age, I don't care. Like, you are soft as cake to fall victim to that.
And unbelievably so much. I think it's really important to live by what you preach.
Seems like the walls are closing in real fast. This is career downfall stuff. The DNC's little golden boy here, the poster child of cringe leftist propaganda, the most blatantly dishonest Gen Z political expert that the Democrats had, seems to be finished. Honestly, while it's totally deserved, in a way it is a sad day, because Harry was the gift that kept on giving. His incompetence, his cringe.
Boy, it's just content for days. Content for days, this goofball.
His obvious lies. They were great for the conservative movement. He alone probably sent thousands of voters to the right, and now it seems as though we've lost him. Rest in peace, Harry's career. I guess it was fun while it lasted, but this is the kind of stuff that just cannot be tolerated. And so even though you were good for the conservative movement, at the end of the day, the ethical concerns clearly take top priority here. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys.
Agreed. All right, so you guys heard it. That's a wrap, man. I'm just gonna end it here. Man, guys, remember, smash a like, subscribe, not a bribe. 'Cause I'm gonna keep bringing them to you.